Hello, my name is Muhammad Akiraman bin Muhammad Azizi and my matric number is 10DJL19F1037, and here I'm going to talk about the graph from question 8 until question 10, and lastly I'm going to talk about the conclusion.
Hi, my name is Dini Ashraf bin Zamzairi. My matrix number is 10DJL19F1003.
Hello and hi, my name is Muhammad Zakirul Amin bin Mak Fauzi. My matrix number is 10DJN19F1032. Today we will discuss about our mini project that is survey of online class. So online class is a course conduct over the internet. They are generally conduct through a learn management system in which students can view their course syllabus and academic progress, as well as communicate with fellow students and their course instructor. Online education is a trend that has been increased in popularity over the past decade. The number of college students taking online classes has increased 2 years ago because the pandemic of coronavirus. Online courses, especially college online courses, can be quite beneficial for a busy student. The courses are flexible far as time management because students do not have to commute and sit in class at given time during a week. Online classes can often be more cost effective than traditional classes and can be done at a pace the student is comfortable with. In certain circumstances, online classes can be highly beneficial. However, like anything, too much can be a negative impact. And earning an entire degree or diploma using online education may have an unintended outcome on the student.
Hi, my name is Freddy Jomil. My matrix number is 10DGL19F1202. So thanks for the introduction. So for me, I choose section A. The section A tell about the demographic question about the respondent. For graph number 1, it show that the type of gender that answer our survey. So for the blue section is represent female and the green section is represent male. The graph show that the female is extremely high than a male. Thank you. Okay, so the graph number 2 show that the respondent race. So for the purple section we have Malay, the blue section we have Indian, the yellow section we have Chinese, and the black one we have others. So the graph show that the most race that answer our question is a Malay, that equal to 58.0%. It's more than a half of the pie. So for the Indian, the Indian that answer our survey have more than the Chinese. It shows that the Indian have 24.0% and the Chinese is 16%. The pie chart also show that the less race that answer our survey is others, that equal to only one respondent that answer. Okay. So the third graph is the age. It show the age of our respondent. So the most age that answer our survey is 18 to 20 years, that equal to 39%. So the less amount of age that answer our survey is only 5%, that that is 23 to 25 years. For the 21 and the 22 years is more than the 23 to 25 years that answer our survey. Okay, so for the next is the type of department. We have 4 departments. First, the mechanical engineering, the electric engineering, the information technology, and the comments. So the highest department that answer our survey is from mechanical engineering, that equal to 36 people. For the electrical engineering, is have 7 people. Information technology have 4, and the comment is 3. So the graph show that the electrical engineering has more than the information technology that answer our survey, and the list then all other department is from the comments that scores only 3% that respond our survey. Okay, for the last for the section A is we have different semester that answer that respond our survey. So for the first one, from the blue section, semester 1, yellow section, semester 2, the blue, semester 3, and the light blue is semester 4, and the black one, semester 5, and the red is semester 6. So the pie chart show that the higher number of respondent is from semester 5. That's more than half of the pie, that equal to 58%. The least semester that answer our survey is from semester 6, that equal semester 6 and semester 1, that equal to 2% only. The semester 4 is more than the semester 3, and the semester 3 is more than the semester 2 that answer our survey. So that the graph show that the all semester have respond our survey. So that's all for the demographic question. So thanks for hearing from me. Thank you.
For the section B, question 1, the pie chart above show that the types of gadget used by students during online classes. The main gadget that student always use in laptop, is laptop, PC, smartphone, and tablet. Most of the students use smartphone during online classes with 28 respondent vote, because smartphone is easy to handle and they able to bring the gadget everywhere. On the other hand, almost half of respondents used laptop to join the online classes with a total of 40 respondents because they may be more comfortable using laptop because laptop have more function than smartphone. Slightly, 5 respondents have using PC and 3 respondents has chosen to use tablet during the online classes. As a conclusion, most of students use their gadget according to their convenience. For the question 2, the bar graph above show that the total of respondents that challenge faced during online class. The y-axis show the frequency challenge during online class, and the x-axis show the number of respondents. The majority of respondents occasionally challenge faced with total 25 respondents because the student have a problem to understand the syllabus during the online classes. Slightly more than a 10 of respondents, which is 12 respondents rarely face the challenge. With 9 respondents consider that they always have a challenge during online classes because of internet connection at their place were so slow and they hard to following up the classes. Lastly, lower than a 10, which is 4 respondents think that they have never problem and challenge during the online classes. For the question 3, the pie chart above demonstrate the time taken to complete online classes. Most of respondents show that they take 7 hours to complete lesson and tasks for online classes, which is 24 respondents because they need time to understand the lesson. More than a fifth, which is 70 respondent, takes 6 hours, and lower than a 10, which is 5 respondent, have taken 5 hours. Lastly, 4 respondents have taken 8 hours and more because they hard to understand the lesson and have many tasks to do finishing up during online classes. For the question 4, this pie chart illustrate the method using make class more engaging. The most method that students use is by synchronous face-to-face interact during online, such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Google Meet, which is 24 respondent. Slightly more than a fifth respondent have chosen by giving tasks in Padlet, CDOS, and Google Form, which is 60 respondent. Several respondents choose to by having group presentation frequently because it can make them interact more. Lastly, 3 respondents use the method by asking questions during the lesson to make the lesson not too quickly.
The pie chart here shows the number of students with their reason to miss class. In the chart, we can see that the major reason the students miss their class is because having a poor internet connection. Other than that, more than a quarter of the students that miss their class is having a health problem, while the minority group is poor attitude, which is just about 30% difference between gadget malfunction. Our chart here shows the response of students of fairness of online class rules. The y-axis represents the fairness of online class rules, while the x-axis represents number of students. The highest number of respondents, comprising of 24 respondents, answer usually true. The second highest number of respondents answer almost never, with comprising of 14 respondents, while the lowest number of respondents answer rarely true, with just 6 number of respondents difference between almost always true. The line chart here shows the opinion on preferred online learning method. The student most preferred online learning method is hybrid learning method with 37 respondents. On the chart, we can see that the line is plunged from hybrid to online and then climb up back from online to physical with just 7 number of respondent difference between online and physical.
The pie chart above illustrate opinion on online classes based on the student feeling. Students prefer online classes over the physical classes. There are 4 different possibilities. Were flexibility in learning, time and place, lack of interest, less effective and engaging, and lastly is unmotivated to follow the lesson. Flexibility in learning, time and place was the feedback given by the largest number of respondents, which accounted for just above uh, for over 3/5 of the total number of respondents, which is in total 46% of the respondents. The second the second largest segment of pie chart was made up of slightly more than a quarter of the respondent, 24%, which that is will be the lack of interest. Less effective and engaging, on the other hand, only recorded 60% respondent. Unmotivated to follow the lesson has the smallest number of respondents in the survey and is consisted of 40% of the total respondent. As an overall summary, majority of the student rather do the online class over the physical class. The bar chart above illustrate the respondent opinion based on level of help received from the lecturer in Seberang Politeknik. The y-axis represent the opinion, while the x-axis represent the number of respondents. The bar chart are divided into 4 opinions, which are very helpful, not helpful at all, slightly helpful, and extremely helpful. The highest number of respondents comprising of 29 respondents answered very helpful. The second higher uh, the second higher number of respondents state it was extremely helpful. Meanwhile, there there are four respondents who choose the slightly helpful. The least number of respondents state not helpful at all. This was fractionally lower than those who considered slightly helpful by one respondent. In conclusion, very helpful was the most common opinion by the respondent. The donut chart above illustrates the PSP student opinion on preference to continue fully online class in a one semester. The largest segment of the chart, which made up of the last two-thirds, 52% of respondents had to strongly disagree to continue studying fully online if they are given to choose. A quarter of respondents disagree with the idea fully online classes, 30% and below. A quarter of respondents implement agree, 12%, while the minority of the respondents strongly agree, 6%. Overall, the majority of respondents strongly disagree because they prefer not fully online classes. Lastly, the conclusion. Online learning is convenient and has less basic requirement compared with physical learning. It also allows learners who would have ordinarily not gone back to school to access an education. However, online students do not benefit from a close interaction with their peers and instructors as do their regular counterparts. Also, the regular student can engage their instructors more easily and relatively faster in case they want to have a certain section of the course explained, unlike online student.